I got the hard task of speaking about democracy in the United States. And it's a very hard task because it's good to define what democracy is in the United States. Democracy in the U.S. is bourgeois democracy. It's not a people's democracy. It is a democracy that has been violently imposed on the working class for many years. It is a democracy that tells the wealthy, you have the right to exploit, to extract, to kill the working class. It is a democracy that tells the working class, you need to fight for popular democracy. You need to fight for the most basic human rights, for the right of dignified housing, for a right to live without debt, for the right to live free of police brutality, of incarceration. It's a democracy that tells us that if we want to exist as the working class, we need to fight. Malcolm X once said, U.S. democracy is hypocrisy. Period. U.S. democracy, its so-called democracy, has victimized, criminalized, and murdered our people at home and abroad. And I just want to go over some facts, because the United States tells the rest of the world that they're going to go and spread democracy. So let's think about what democracy looks like in the United States. There's over 150 million people living in poverty in the United States. There are 2.3 million people living behind bars in the United States. If you decide you want to go to college, you best put yourself in the line of the debt. Because it's $1.7 trillion of debt that students have in this country. I ain't paying it back, sister. God knows I'm not. We can talk about that later, how we're going to organize around that. Homelessness, evictions, displacement. And all of this is happening because there's a Federal Reserve Board that makes policies. Now, how many of us know who these people are? How many of us actually voted for them? This is a force that has been imposed on the people, and yet they have the authority, the power to decide over our lives. How can we talk about democracy? The homeless in this country amount to more than 500,000 people living in the streets. The levels of unemployment continue to grow. And you know what? We may have the right to vote, but we don't have the right to have jobs or to have homes. That's the type of democracy the United States builds in the United States and tries to export out in the world. And to that we say, hell no. And we must say, hell no. It's okay. Release. Say, hell no. Because it's ungodly, because it's immoral, because it's inhumane, because it's the destruction of our people. The majority of the people of the world, the poor and working class. This is a small minority that is advancing its interest at home and abroad. And to that we say, we're feeling the spirit. The Supreme Court. Boo! Y'all gotta, we vibe. Y'all gotta give me energy too. The Supreme Court, historically an instrument of the ruling class. and has decided to roll back on very, very basic rights that have been earned. They have been earned, bled for by our people. And they are minimal because God knows Roe versus Wade wasn't enough. And yet they had the audacity to take it away. And the reason they're doing this is because there are many other rights that they're planning to take away. We already have voter suppression. And if we don't believe it, we could go and talk to our comrades and brothers and sisters in the South of the United States. You could see the lines in Brooklyn. There is voter suppression in this country. And so how does the United States of America talk about democracy? It's bourgeois democracy. It's ruling class democracy. And it's democracy that has been built to sustain the capitalist order in this country and to globalize capitalism. The most recent attacks on abortion rights need to be understood as part of a larger strategy. A strategy that is connected to continuing to move forward the far right's agenda. It is the far right that we're talking about. The same ones that drove in hordes January 6th to the Capitol with the support of the military, with the support of the police, those that are taking over the streets all over the United States with all sorts of weapons. Those people are too in every institution in the United States of America. That's who we are talking about. And this is what the Supreme Court, the highest court in the United States, is advancing. And to this we say, we won't stand for it.